500 hours. 500 hours is the amount of footage that is uploaded to YouTube every second. It's reasonable for you to think that you'll never be seen. Or will you? A wise man once said, "Whatever you do, be it small, big, have a goal and believe in yourself." This man was Markiplier. You're here because you've thought about it, starting a YouTube channel, sharing your ideas, your passion, but something's holding you back. Fear, doubt, overthinking. Today, we break those chains, and today, you just start. School projects it's like for my English, like a motivational speech. Exactly. Hopefully, I get an A+. Appreciate it. Thought has crossed your mind countless times. You've imagined hitting the record button, speaking your truth, creating content that excites you. But every time you get close, something stops you. It's not that you don't have the ideas or the drive, it's that you're afraid of the unknown. Today, we're going to shatter those doubts, and I'm going to show you exactly why you need to take that leap. Fear is the #1 killer of dreams. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I'm not good enough? Let me tell you something. Every successful YouTuber has had these same thoughts, but they don't let fear stop them. They push through it, and so can you and me. Fear is natural. It's hardwired into us humans to avoid risk, to stay in our comfort zones. But every time you let fear win, you push your dreams further away. Think about this. What's the worst that could happen? You upload a video and someone doesn't like it? So what? You're not here to please everyone. You're here to share your voice, your perspective and your creativity.
Everything that I've made up until this point in the 6 years that I've been making videos, and I was thinking about, where I've come from and the road that took me to this point in my life where I'm able to make whatever I want, and even when I'm not 100% happy with what I'm making, you guys are so understanding that you give me the opportunity to take a break and step back and then come back at it harder than ever before.
Every successful creator once stood where you are right now. They hesitated, they second-guessed themselves, but they didn't let fear control them, and that's why they made it. The only way to get past fear is to step into it. Take a deep breath, acknowledge the fear, and do it anyway, because on the other side of growth is opportunity and success.
And I remember every day that I made videos. I remember every single video that I've ever made. I remember the people that I've met on this journey. I remember the people that I've lost.
Because when you start anything, not just YouTube, but when you start anything, you're alone. Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have anyone that wants to support you. You're not going to have people that believe in you. You're not going to have people that want you to succeed. Because there have been people that have done that and have failed. And because they have failed, they think that no one else should be able to succeed. But it was all worth it, and it all worked because I believed in myself. And that belief in myself caught fire in you guys. And then you guys started believing me. And then who knows tomorrow who will believe in me. And if you start something, and this just doesn't apply to YouTube. This is not just about YouTube. This is about anything you do. This is about school. This is about work. This is about starting your own business. This is about being your own person. You have to believe in yourself, because that fire and that passion, I read this analogy somewhere where you have this burning passion to do something, and it doesn't matter what it is so long as you believe in it. And that burning passion will start to catch fire, and the fire grows bigger and bigger until other people around you start to notice that that guy's on fire. They want to find out what it's about, and they'll either be like, oh, he's going to burn himself to the ground, or they're like, holy crap, he's onto something. And you see, this small belief, this one belief, one person believing in yourself is all it takes to start snowballing down to this incredible plateau of something that you can create out of nothing.
Take Markiplier, one of the biggest creators on YouTube today. But did you know he started from nothing? No audience, no skills, just a camera and an idea. He lost his first channel. He faced failure, doubt, and financial struggles. But he didn't stop. He adapted. He improved and he kept going. Now, he inspires millions. Imagine if you'd just given up after that first try. Markiplier wasn't always the confident, successful creator we know today. He started from scratch. His early videos, awkward, rough, far from perfect. But he kept at it. He learned, he improved, he built his skills, he failed multiple times, but he refused to give up. He even lost his first YouTube channel. Imagine that, spending months, maybe years creating content, only to have it taken away. Most people would have quit right then and there, but not Markiplier. He rebuilt, stronger than before. Today, he's one of the most successful creators on the platform. His story is proof that failure is not the end. It's just part of the journey.
Even if you're not to the point where you believe in yourself yet, and I want you to be. I want you to be really badly because I am so proud of what you guys have done. Just know that I believe in you. I made a video about this before. I am so amazed and blown away by the unity of almost 3 million people. How do I become a YouTuber? Or how do I do this thing? How do I get started? How do I make my dreams come true? Any variation of that question is always asked of me. And the answer is so simple, and yet it's so hard to tell people exactly why that's the answer. But the simple truth is, if you want to do anything at all, no matter how hard it may seem to do it, the only thing you have to do is start.
The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, it isn't luck, it's perseverance. The willingness to keep going, even when it's hard, but even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere, because success is built on persistence. The biggest difference between those who succeed and those who don't, action. You don't need the perfect setup, you don't need expensive gear, you need the courage to begin. The first video won't be perfect, it's not supposed to be, but it's a stepping stone to greatness. You probably spent hours watching tutorials, researching cameras, analysing other creators, but at some point, you just need to stop planning and just start doing. Action is what creates momentum. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't put it into practice, it's useless. Here's the truth. Your first video is not going to be your best, and that's okay. No one starts off perfect. I know I sure didn't. Just look at this clip for example.
Hello people, today I'm playing Fortnite with my friend Ben, and I don't know where he is, which is quite sad. So yeah, hope you enjoy. I will be talking throughout this session, but don't worry, I'm just going to be sitting here and talking to you guys.
The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every video you make, you get better. You learn new editing techniques, improve your speaking skills, and get more comfortable on camera. Just like right now, I'm currently in public, and it's taken me a lot of effort and a lot of days to try and build up the courage to do this in public. As those people at the beginning of the video walked past me, I felt a wave of embarrassment, but now I'm continuing to keep doing this. But none of that happens unless you start.
You're constantly comparing yourself to other people, and you're constantly comparing yourself to other people in your field of study that may be better than you are at what you're doing. They may be better artists, better musicians, better, YouTubers. It doesn't matter what subject it is. You'll often find yourself comparing yourself to others, and you'll sometimes feel like you owe it to yourself to be that good. And that is a horrible way of thinking, because that may motivate you in the short term and you'll be able to get a lot of fuck you energy is what I call it. But in all honesty, that isn't what really is going to make you go the farthest. Because when you are constantly trying to meet the expectations of someone else, you're letting yourself down. And one of the things that's been hard for me to understand in my life is this concept that I don't need to focus on anyone else. I don't need to compare myself to anyone except myself.
Worried about what people will think? Guess what? People will always have opinions. Some will doubt you, some will criticize you, but here's the truth. Their opinions don't matter. The only voice that matters is yours. The moment you start, you're already ahead of anyone who's ever tried. We live in a world where everyone has an opinion. Some people will support you, some won't. Some might even try to bring you down, rip you off your podium. But here's the thing, you can't let their negativity define your path. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by listening to critics. They got there by believing in themselves. Wait a second, did you just hear that? Believe in yourself. That phrase is one of the most powerful and incredible tools of your entire life.
You have a goal in mind, and this is a goal that just drives you forward. It's what you burn for in the middle of the night. It's what you lose sleep for. It is everything that consumes your life. This goal is what you want more than anything in the world, and it's right there waiting for you to take it, and it's literally right there. And it's what you want more than anything in the world. And that's what happened to me once I found YouTube. I wanted to be a YouTuber so badly. And I knew there were dozens, hundreds of other people trying to make YouTube happen. And if I had compared myself to them and held myself to their standard from the get-go, I would never have been anywhere. You give yourself to others, and you give yourself to others, and some of you may do it selflessly and not expect anything back. Some of you may expect something back, but you give out more than you give to yourself. And you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta be good to yourself. You gotta be good to the person that you are, because you're all you got. Till the end of your days, friends may come and go. You may have lifelong partners, but you'll always have yourself, and you have to be happy with what you got. And if you're not happy, you gotta make that goal. You gotta make that goal, and you gotta make it happen, no matter what.
Markiplier goes by that phrase every single day. In fact, that is the reason why he is where he is today. When you put yourself out there, there will always be people who don't understand what you're doing. And that's okay. You're not creating it for them. You're creating it for you. And the people who resonate with your content. Focus on them, ignore the noise, and keep creating. Success on YouTube isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You improve by doing. Every video teaches you something new. Every upload makes you better. Every mistake helps you grow, but none of that happens if you don't take the first step. Consistency is the secret weapon of every successful YouTuber. You don't need to go viral overnight. You just need to keep showing up. Every week, every month, keep improving, keep learning, because over time, that consistency adds up. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't get fit by working out once. You get fit by showing up again and again, even when you don't feel like it.
But it was just so absolutely fire building. It built like that spark that I always talk about, the spark of motivation and the spark of the spark of passion. That one fire that burns in your heart for what you wanted to do. And I want to make videos. God, I love it. And it's that passion. God, it's that passion that I had back in the beginning of my channel. When I first started doing videos, I was doing them every single waking hour of the day because I loved it. Because it felt like I had something that was my own. Because I felt like I could control something in my life. And my life at the time was spiraling out of control, and I think it's paralleled right now. Like, my life was kind of spiraling out of control, and it wasn't until I let go of feelings of anger and hate. It wasn't until I let go of that which bothered me, and it wasn't until I let go of these lofty, unrealistic goals of who I should be, and I came back to who I was and who I wanted to be.
YouTube works the same way. The more you create, the better you get. And the better you get, the more people will notice. But none of that happens if you don't start. No one starts as a master. Every big YouTuber was once a beginner, just like you. The difference? They started. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Just start. Your future self will thank you. Imagine yourself from a year from now. Looking back, will you be proud that you started today? Or will you regret not taking action? The choice is yours. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who take action.
Not knowing if I was going to even survive it, like pain beyond pain for longer than I ever could have imagined myself tolerating, that I had this realization that, I am very temporary. I am unbelievably temporary. All of us are exceptionally temporary. We have very little control of the forces around us. We have less control than we think we do. All you need to do is take the steps forward that push you
to what you want. Never let anything be taken for granted. Don't let any moment get away from you. Don't let a single second get away from you. Because I was nothing. In my eyes, I was nothing. I was just an average, like everybody. Like I had potential, didn't act upon it. I was the sob story of wasted potential, you know. And a lot of people, you know, can relate to that in some way, but I was okay with that. And a lot of people can be okay with that, and that's fine. But if you just take a moment to try, and you take a moment to go just a little bit farther, like absolutely anything's possible. Yeah, no one is ever nothing. I thought I was nothing. I know nothing.
Grab your camera, hit record, upload your first video. The world is waiting for you. So in conclusion, just do it.